I just went through the cycle of creating an exercise and I wanted to share with you what I had. As you can see here, I am inside of a directory called lowdb and this is at the root of the exercises repo. Now this happens to be a test for storage. And as you can see here at the very root of the project, I have a folder called starter code. Now if I move within it, you'll see here that I have a number of files. The first two is an example. This is a sample so students can try it. And then I have three files that start with users underscore, and this is the exercise, as well as a file that is the test file. Now, the next thing that I need to do is I need to create an npm package.json file. This is the one that has the metadata for the requirements for this code to run. And I do that by creating or running npm init at the root. So as you can see here within the command line, I am at the same place. You can see the same files, and I'm going to run npm init. And this will guide me through the fields of creating a package file. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the default starter code description, and I'm going to say here lowdb storage. Entry point, this is for testing. In this case, I'm simply going to enter index.js. That's not a file that I even have, but I just wanted to enter something generic. Test command mocha. We really won't be using that, but I'm going to enter it anyway. And it asks me for a Git repository. Now, since I'm not at the root of the project, the one that is shared by everyone, this is going to be blank. So I'm just going to skip over it, and I'm going to enter here as keywords lowdb. Then the license, I will make it MIT. It'll ask me if this is correct. I'll say yes. And if we list the files, we can see that now we have a package.json. If I enter that name, you can see there that we have the information that we just entered. Now, as we install packages to support this code, those packages will be recorded in this file. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to enter npm install, and the project that I need for this, there's a number of packages that I need, but the first one that I will enter is lowdb, and I'm going to install that locally. So I'm going to go ahead and let that run. And now if I look at my package file, you'll see that there's a dependency there for lowdb. Now because we're going to be testing, we also need mocha and chai, so I'm going to just repeat that again and simply enter mocha. We'll see that installed there. And then I'm going to go ahead and install chai. Once again, to confirm, we're simply going to look at the package file, and we can see there that we have chai, lowdb, and mocha. So all of those files have been put into a directory called node modules. So if you move into that, let me go ahead and enter that, node modules, you'll see that we have a long list of directories holding all of that code. Now, if I did everything correctly, I should be able to run the test using mocha. So if I do mocha, and right now everything should fail because I've set it up so that students can start to work on the project right away, and so initially everything would fail. So let me go ahead and run that. So it's test and test.js, and okay. The good thing is that it recognized that we're running a test, and you can see here the test that I have, users database has length of, users database get users as array, and so on and so forth, and they all fail. Now, if I go ahead and show you that test, I'm going to go ahead and do that within Finder. You can see here that I am using, or I am referencing, users underscore API, and I'm going to go ahead and change that to solution. You probably saw that file there. If I go ahead and rerun that test, now everything should pass, and you can see there that everything passed, and that is because I ran the solution file. So let me go ahead and change that back really quickly. confirm that that is still correct. And yes, we are back to the empty file that students need to fill in. So let me go ahead and show you that too. I'm going to go ahead and move up a directory. And so if I look at the API, you can see here that I have all of those files, all of those functions with comments that say your code here. Now let's go ahead and go back to the file system. At this point, this directory has everything it needs. Now, when students get this code, they will need to create a copy. So when we do that, in order to do that, now this is what students would get, and they would create a copy of the starter code. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I am going to rename this with my GitHub username. And we will use that to be able to test students' code. Now when I go inside of it, because the replication that originally gets done does not copy over all of the node modules, because otherwise we would saturate the project and we would all have to synchronize hundreds of thousands of files, we need to go ahead and install those. Now the dependencies are inside of the package file or the package.json file. So I'm going to go ahead here and delete that folder, and this is simply to emulate what students would do. So I'm going to go ahead here and move up a directory, then move into my directory, and this would be the students directory, and then I'm going to go ahead and enter npm install. I'm going to go ahead and hit return, and you can see that those directories are being created. So this would be part of the cycle that students perform. So I'm going to go ahead and run tests here with some hesitation because I haven't done it before, and see if that works. And yes, you can see there that Mocha does exist, it's recognized, and all of those tests fail. So this is pretty much the cycle that students would go through. I've gone ahead and walked through it once. Go ahead and tell me if you spot any holes or if there's additional standards that we need to create in order to capture all of the things that we will be doing within exercises. Okay, so I'll go ahead and see you in our next meeting, or talk to you in our next meeting.